As a Vikings fan, I can honestly say I think the excuses are running out. For Kirk Cousins, I got to be honest about this whole thing. The Kirk Cousins situation for me is kind of sensitive. I think it's, I think who was it, Andy Carlson off the Purple for the Win podcast that says, he's like the little brother. We can mess with him, but nobody else can. It really is for me kind of one of those things where over the years, I don't think he's been clearly the main problem, but he has been a problem because, we talk about these last couple of years. Obviously, yes, the defense hasn't been up to par, but even when it was, specifically the 2019 season against the game against the 49ers, he didn't play that well, but then again, everybody didn't play that well. But this is it. Because you finally got the coach and a guy like Kevin O'Connell that really was the coach that put Kirk Cousins over the top and put him in a position to be able to be the quarterback he is today. So you got him as your head coach. Fine. Okay. You got Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah as your general manager. But still, for me, there's still the idea of, is this enough? Is this going to be one of those things where we do find that it is going to be that Kirk Cousins can take this atmosphere, that can take that next step? I don't know. I personally, I think that Kirk Cousins and company, they're going to find themselves in a tough position, especially when you think about, the fact that the Packers are still going to be tough. I mean, the Packers are always going to be tough, but overall, they're just in a position now where they have to be able to do it. This is getting to be the point where this is it. And I need to make sure I emphasize the fact here. It is not all on Kirk Cousins. Again, this defense over the last couple of years, despite the much talent that it's had, has not been able to stop anything. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But, I truthfully feel that, at this point in time, you've got the weapons. I think the offensive line, we've done a video about it earlier. I think this is going to come down to the fact that the raw fact that if Kirk Cousins can bring the Vikings over the top, that's what it's going to come down to. It's not going to come down to the offensive line blocking for him. Well, I mean, it will, but it's not going to come down to, how well they run the football. It's going to come down to Kirk Cousins' arm, and can he march the Vikings into a position to win? I just have a feeling, especially when you get later into the playoffs, it's the old stigma that everybody else, tries to weigh on, tries to, bring into the conversation. But at the end of the day, I think the biggest question, facing the Vikings obviously is Kirk Cousins, but I think they've got enough personnel. The defense, I'm finally getting confident in. Ed Donatell and company, I think, are finally going to get this defense in a position into, it's not going to be amazing, but I don't think it's going to be bottom tier either. I think they've got, even if this team could be middle of the pack defense, I honestly feel like they could be one of the better teams in the NFL, just with a middle of the pack defense. But these last couple of years, it's been rough. It's been really rough. A lot of teams can run the football. Teams, they can throw it when they need to. So it's going to come down to obviously the Vikings playing well defensively, and then Kirk Cousins finishing it off. But I think specifically what the Vikings have done on the offensive side of the football as well. I really feel like as far as the offensive line looks, bringing in Jesse Davis and company, Chris Reed, I think finally should start at right guard. At center, I'm still kind of not sold on Garrett Bradbury. If they want to put Reed in at guard and then Reed in at center and then Davis in a guard, I'm fine with that. But overall, I think the Vikings have done enough to be able to put Kirk Cousins in a position where he's ready to take the next step and finally put the Vikings in a spot to compete, whether it's for a Super Bowl or at least for a playoff run. But that's it. There are no more excuses for Kirk Cousins. I think this is the last time we're going to say it, hopefully. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So make sure you guys give us a like and a follow there. Also remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below. We would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about there's being no more excuses for Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.